Hello, I'm Dr. James Bogash, Master of Health and Longevity and creator of Modern Health Myths. And today we're going to talk about the common adage that sugar causes cancer, or that sugar feeds a cancer. So let's start out by saying that from a giant mile-high viewpoint, looking down at sugar and cancer, or let's glucose if you want to talk about what it's called in the bloodstream, it is actually very true that cancer cells are sugar, I'm not going to use the word whores, but they are great sucker-uppers of glucose. These cancer cells are rapidly dividing. They need a lot of energy to do that, and in order to do that, they need sugar, glucose, as a fuel to feed this rapid turnover and rapid growth. On the front end, if you starve the cell, so let's say you've got cancer, there are some good studies that suggest that something like a very low-calorie diet can actually drastically improve outcomes. I had posted a video on one particular study on breast cancer. I believe it was breast cancer, ovarian cancer, one of the cancers. And the outcomes were pretty surprising with a very low-calorie diet associated with chemotherapy with the cancers. So, but what about from fighting off cancer, not getting it in the first place? Personally, I feel that the evidence is very much in favor that we are always producing cancer cells. There's a lot of cell division going in your body at any given time, and there's always a risk for error. The more we abuse ourselves with bad lifestyle choices, the more likely that that error can turn into something like cancer. Then luckily, we have our immune system that can swoop in and destroy that cancer before it becomes anything. So I really firmly believe that that's the way things function in our body, that we are constantly having cancerous cells and our immune system is constantly sniping them and destroying them. So that's why lifestyle plays such a big role in supporting the immune system and reducing those errors that can lead to cancer. So sugar, in all its forms, can definitely be a problem when it comes to cancer. In this particular study, very large study out of, I believe it was out of France, they looked at over 100,000 people over the course of, the average course of it was about almost 6 years, 5.9 years, and they looked at how much sugar intake played a role in cancer. And this includes things like just sugar, sugary drinks. It also included sugar from dairy, because dairy has sugar in it, and other things, free sugars, so anything that we would associate with sugar. What generally is not associated with sugar would be carbohydrates from, like complex carbohydrates from like broccoli. So don't get those two confused. That just because we have carbs doesn't mean that those are simple sugars. So what did the study find? Well, they found that overall cancer risk between the highest people with the highest intake of cancer, of sugar, and the lowest intake of cancer was 17% greater. For breast cancer specifically, that was 51% higher risk. Now, there's not any one change that's going to prevent you from getting cancer. It's all a big picture and how you live your lifestyle. But certainly lowering sugar intake and being careful of added sugars and drinking your calories, drinking your sugar from dairy or from sugar drinks is going to be a problem. And this very large study just further confirms that. So if you really care to not get cancer, then you need to be careful of what forms of sugar or what forms of carbohydrates that you're taking in. So as always, I will post a link to this particular study in the comment section. Make sure you share this with somebody who you think needs the information, like this video, and subscribe to the channel.